So the first time I came, I was here for 3 months because I felt like, okay, is it a fluke, right? Is it a fluke? Because I think everyone who visits Ghana sees the potential, in the space, like, oh, I can live here, right? So I'm like, can I?
Yeah.
Because I think you can plan things really well on paper, but you have to feel it.
Yeah.
There are people who are moving here all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of them may not have immediate roots here, and therefore can oftentimes be led to the wrong people, right? Make the wrong connections. And I think once that happens, you can get discouraged based on how those things go, right? And I've come in contact with a lot of people who had to move back because they'd entrusted the wrong people, and they didn't know any better, right? So they entrusted the wrong people who they thought would lead them down the path that they wanted to go down, but it ended up not working out like that.
In today's video, we take a look at this Black American lady by the name Michelle, who has lived in Ghana for 6 years, and she is helping Black Americans or people of African descent who want to relocate back to the continent of Africa, and in Ghana in particular, or who want to visit Ghana for a medium-term stay. Now, on this channel, I have always advised that before you relocate back to the continent of Africa, these are the 3 things you need to do. First, you do all the necessary research. You do all your due diligence. Secondly, you visit the country Ghana before finally you relocate back to the continent of Africa. Now, in your visitation, you would need a place of abode, an accommodation, and this lady is providing accommodation to help Black Americans and people of African descent to be able to relocate back to Ghana. Now, her accommodation is for a period of 3 months and 9 months, from 3 months to 9 months. So between 3 months to 9 months, you'll be able to find your feet in Ghana. You will be able to learn more about the culture, how business is conducted here in Ghana, the social cohesion here in Ghana, how to navigate around, and then you'll be able to get to know the culture of the people over here, and that will help you to make an informed decision as to whether Ghana is a place for you to live or not. So this lady explains better in the next video. So let's watch the next video so that she explains how everything is. But before we move into the next video, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, just locate the subscribe button down there. Click on the subscribe button, click as well on the notification bell, and we'll discuss in the end.
Today, I'm so grateful to be able to speak to Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so excited to speak to you. I feel like I want to talk to you about your whole journey of moving to Ghana and this whole entrepreneurship thing you've got going on. We're going to touch on that. I mean, you have an amazing space.
Thank you.
I feel like everybody needs to know about this space. So we're going to share it today. So first of all, tell me, how long have you been in Ghana for?
I moved to Ghana in 2016. And
you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, she's a veteran like me. Okay. And you've been here continuously, apart from maybe going away on holiday, you've been here?
Yes. I think the longest stretch I've been here was 3 years, from 2019 till just about last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, after the COVID well, spoiler alert, we're here. But I received really good advice from my cousin, who was very, very, very helpful in my move here. He just advised me to just learn the terrain. Don't try to make any decisions. Don't try to build anything. Don't try to build anything. Just be observant, learn the terrain. And that was like the best thing I did. So I just spent most of my time just like really learning the terrain and being observant.
Really? So how long did you spend doing that?
I spent maybe about a year or so doing that.
So then you must have had savings to kind of take you through.
Yes. So the first time I came, I was here for 3 months because I felt like, okay, is it a fluke, right? Is it a fluke? Because I think everyone who visits Ghana sees the potential, in the space, like, oh, I can live here, right? So I'm like, can I?
Yeah.
Because I think you can plan things really well on paper, but you have to feel it.
Yeah.
There are people who are moving here all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of them may not have immediate roots here, and therefore can oftentimes be led to the wrong people, right? Make the wrong connections. And I think once that happens, you can get discouraged based on how those things go, right? And I've come in contact with a lot of people who had to move back because they'd entrusted the wrong people, and they didn't know any better, right? So they entrusted the wrong people who they thought would lead them down the path that they wanted to go down, but it ended up not working out like that. So just having this community has helped people just be a bit more educated, just because whatever one of us gains, all of us gain. So I think we had a tenant once who got his permanent residency card, and after he did his, everybody else did theirs, because he was the in.
So then,
you
then
see,
he helped everybody else.
Right. So it's almost like the each one teach one, or like helping each other up and
sharing experiences.
Yeah.
So what was it like actually building this place? Because you said you were downstairs, which means you had to build.
Yeah.
You're a woman in Ghana building, which I can relate to. Yeah. So what your experience been like?
It was interesting.
Deep sigh.
It was very interesting because a lot of the artisans that I'd inherited, because this space has been here and it's been so many different things. It's been a hostel, it's been a factory, or, at least the idea was there.
Right.
So then, we constantly have to hire, people. So I had to work with whoever was here already, So that became a bit of a challenge because I received the challenge just being a woman, but then also being a woman who's trying to do something. It's like, well, did your dad approve of this? And I'm like,
really?
This isn't my money. Yeah. Or I wish they would even ask me that. Oftentimes they would say, oh, okay, and not.
They don't mind you.
Yeah, not mind me because it didn't come from the man. The man being my dad.
I've had some issues myself because I'm also building. And so I do sometimes run into the fact that some people are just like, where's the owner of the house? Or do you know what I mean? That kind of like, they can't believe that it's you actually doing it.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. That's annoying.
It's very annoying because like I have my money, I want this done.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you'll have an idea that you want them to execute, and then they'll execute whatever they think is best. But these were like the early days. But one thing that I did learn was in my observations, because as I was learning the terrain, I also learned to become observant and open, right? And I just started to play to the egos of the men.
There you go. She said it. There you go.
Yeah, I just learned
tell us what that means.
So it means that like, because I think as a woman coming from the West and wanting to do anything here, even wanting to just live, people assume that you're going to be combative, right? So they're on guard. Right. So just not buttering people up, but like approaching in a way where they would let their guard down. Just approaching things with humor. Yeah. I learned that through my cousin. He can milk a stone by just like making a smile first, and it's like, okay, like disarm people and things. Because I think when you're building or when you're an entrepreneur, you expect things to be, regimented and do this. I'm paying you. Never ever lead with the I'm paying you, so you have to do what I say.
Right.
Obviously, we know that already, and you bringing it up will not do well for your case, right? So, just like working together, like, okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. What do you think? You might not, you know exactly what you want to do. You don't care what they think. But I find that they want to, you need to play to this sense of like being a provider that they might have, right?
Right.
And yeah, so I'd ask them questions about their personal lives because we do business differently here. In America, it's straight to the point. I don't care.
Key information
Yeah,
there.
I don't care that your kid was sick. Why weren't you here yesterday?
Yeah.
But over here, I'm like, there's a bit more humor. It's laid back, so in the beginning, or if I'm around, oh, how's your kids? How's your wife?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell me a little bit more about Villa Diaspora. What kind of facilities do you have here?
Well, so Villa Diaspora, I built it for people who want to move to Ghana, are interested in moving to Ghana, or just seeing if Ghana is the place for them.
Okay.
Right? To stay anywhere between like 3 months and 9 months maximum. Because at that point, you live here.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta push you out the nest,
Yeah.
because it serves a purpose to just help you, to be a soft landing for you.
Yeah.
And it's for people who may not have immediate roots here, or for even people who may have immediate roots in Ghana, but maybe those roots are in Kumasi and you're trying to be an Accra girl or boy, to just get acclimated with the space and also, learn from, I guess, your roommates who are here. So it's a co-living space.
Okay.
So each bedroom has its own bathroom, so you don't have to do that yucky hostel thing, right? But then you have like the common areas where, they get together, they have breakfast together, dinners, and
So
just
when you
hang
come,
out.
do you cook yourself or someone cooks and everybody eats? So how does it work?
So you cook yourself. Everything is like fully stocked. There's a refrigerator, there's gas stove. We provide the gas, we provide electricity, Wi-Fi, garbage removal, everything, and cleaning like once a week. So you're able to just...
How many rooms?
So up here we have 3 rooms.
3 rooms. Okay.
Yes, and then...
So is it just the upstairs?
Yes. So for now, it's just the upstairs, but we're building a bigger side.
Scaling up.
Where like if you're like, okay, I love this space, I love the community that I've made here, I never want to leave, because we have those moments, right? So we have 8 apartments where you can rent like a year to 2 years. So it's like finding your home here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Versus...
Is it on Airbnb as well, or how do you...
No, we're not on Airbnb just because, for screening purposes.
Yeah. Okay. So how have you been able to find your target audience? How do people know about here?
Well, I think I find who my target audience is listening to, right? Like who's informing their decisions, what's informing their decisions, and then I approach those spaces or those people.
I believe this video has been very, very helpful if you are planning on visiting Ghana or relocating to Ghana. I will leave a link to the whole interview in the description box, and also you can check on the channel Natural Ghana Girl in order to get the full interview, or check in the description box as I said, and you'll find the full interview over there as she shares more insights on this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.